Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back with some more Factorio, showing off my Megabase and finishing constructing it and testing it out. Last time, we did red circuits, and I'd like to get blue circuits operating this time. But I have to show you what I did with the red circuits. We had one set of machines last time, and I didn't realize, but they only output red circuits on one side of a belt. So I flipped it, made a second side, and hooked it, well, I won't say hooked it all up, because it's not completely hooked up, but I set it all up. And now I think with the amount of green circuits this is going to need, plus the amount of green circuits, the 1,000 science per minute that is our eventual goal, is going to need, I think we're going to need a second green circuit production facility. So I blueprinted it up, and I'm ready to plop it down, actually. I think this area is going to be a good fit. The only issues, we have some water here, but I think there's enough room. We can just sit a little above the water. So I'm going to plop that down now. And then while it builds, show off what I did. I think that's, yeah, there's enough room from our steel smelting, and yeah, we're not going to get too close over here as well. And the far left is a little track. Actually, it has a station that I'm gonna have to remove, but that just needs to hook up to the rail line over here, which shouldn't be too bad to take care of. And then we just need to put a few trains on it, but I'll do that off screen next. Well, between after this episode and next time. So let's plop that down. Let's verify. Yep. It goes over this patch, but it's only 6 million stone. I have patches of 50 million. So the only thing I want to check. Alright, I'll have to put down that will get us some coverage that way. That will get us some initial robot coverage. Let's just power. We'll get power coming in from both sides. And then the robot should be able to take it from there. So while that gets built, let me explain. And we're only using a few hundred bots at this point. That will obviously improve as more of this gets covered by roboports. So I took a blueprint of one section here, plopped it down, actually spun it around, plopped it down, and then I had to change the direction of the copper. So the copper I have coming through because the rate, it looked like it was only using one lane, maybe slightly more, but basically one lane. So this should get the other lane, and that should be enough copper because it's only 2 copper wire machines. Then the other belt that this takes is a mix of circuits and plastic, and that was basically, I had each line of circuits and plastic coming in just to a T-junction, and I've changed that to these dual splitter junctions. So one half will go, yeah, because we were basically only using one lane of each. Now one lane will go one way and one lane will go the other way. They kind of got flipped around a little bit because I changed, basically shifted all these belts over without actually moving the belts. I just added one extra belt and then flipped how they were junctioning so I could get one extra space here for belts coming down. There goes a fleet of bots. So I have, just to put in some extra little, actually he goes across. So from these four go down. I did the same thing over here. These four will go down, whereas they were going through before. And then on the top, as it's getting dark, we got four going up here and four going up here. And then they feed in from the back. So, let's hook this up. I'm gonna start from up here because I realize I actually have a double break, and we'll do it right after the save here. So this goes up here, and you can see it's mainly feeding from one lane, and the other side will feed from the other lane. And then gotta avoid that because we don't want to cross-contaminate. So that should be yes, 4. I'm like, I only see 2 curving, but I wasn't looking up. So that's 4 there. And we'll do 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these will have basically the longer trip around the top. Meanwhile, I'll hook in the ones down here. And this side will take a little longer. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3. Which one did I just miscounted, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a few of them are different directions. It doesn't matter as long as both materials are on both sides. Alright, these are starting to output. And I have them coming through and being put on what should be the opposite lane once it's hooked up. One of these lanes isn't... yes, I meant to fix that. Probably isn't strictly necessary, but... Alright, let's assume that one works. And... well, we can watch it in a second. We should get some belts coming through. You see how that just fits nicely in? So does that one. A few of these are somewhat complex to fit them in, as this wasn't initially planned and proper space was not left. And you come. This is about the middle. Now all these are coming from the bottom. That wasn't right. There we go. And this should be the last one. Additionally, these were all the fast arms, so I've switched them to stack inserters. So that should fill the chests faster. Because, yeah, these are producing like a full blue belt each. So, if I've done this right, these inserters won't even be fast enough to pull all the production. So that's a good thing. Meanwhile, how are we doing over here? We're getting there. We got almost full bot coverage at this point. I've expanded down this track quite a bit. Have some new iron, stone patches, and stone patch over here. Oh, I did not put a radar down over there. I'll have to do that. And we have a defensive train going out there. You gonna fire off at anything? I actually don't think it will, because it pretty cleared out most of the biters earlier. Yeah, you would have turned your guns already. So that's good. We're keeping them at bay. Most of these are old extraneous radars tracks. So you see our distance is out quite a ways. Oh, look at that. So I guess it's still clearing things out. Maybe when I watch it had ran out of ammo. But there's enough defenses around here that should not be a problem. Yeah, look at that. It only took a few pot shots, I guess, where they just recently expanded. This has a bit of coal mixed in, a little up here as well. So I have a little system to put all the coal in chests, storage chests. I eventually may need to send a train over and make a little pickup for that. But that shouldn't be too bad. It's just a little. So let's check on this. Is there another? No. Yeah, when that one gets set down, that should get most of the rest of this in range. Meanwhile, let's unplug most of this. Alright, this is the exit. So I'll hook that up there, and I think that's the right location. And we'll take the entrance and stick it down there. The green always goes towards the way the train is coming from. And on the right hand side in the direction of the travel of the train. Oh. This is where the train the defense train, we got some repair, and that's why I stock some spare laser turrets and walls and things like that. All good again. Got some more oil. That's a decent patch, not the best I've seen, but it's pretty good. Yeah, so we don't have anything that uses red circuits at the moment, but that's what we're gonna work on next. Where's this train is? It's not a problem right now, but eventually one of the defensive trains will want to come out here. So let's well, watch our step as we're walking down here. So with the red circuits okay, I think it's about time we turn on blue circuits. Now these probably not going to be very fast, but don't really need them very fast. The only thing that is going to be using them is the science over here, and it's only single lane, so if it takes a while for a train to fill, that's okay. You know, if these only output on one side of a belt, I'm fine with that. The reds I was only concerned of because both the science and the blue circuits over here are going to need them. So we have one unloader for red circuits, one unloader for green circuits, and one for sulfuric acid, which we have not really looked at yet, but the production over here of plastic also then has a corresponding sulfuric acid production. Okay, you guys are ready. Let's turn you on. So let's start the sulfuric acid production and hope that goes well. And then we'll start up the blue circuits. So yeah, these trains grab iron, unload them here. We take gas. You can see we have 2 lines. I'm hoping that's enough. If not, we can add some more. We got plenty petroleum gas. And then we make the sulfur, then combine it with water and the iron, if I have this all set up correctly. So let's let this go. Of course, that's going to take like a minute, and I'm not anywhere near there. I guess I could head over, but we'll only do that if actually necessary. Probably should have put a chest with a few track rail pieces. Oh, actually, yeah, we have 3 lines. So we got one line feeding in from the bottom. This line feeds in from the top, and then this line here feeds into the center approximately. So that should be good, I hope. We'll see how things go. And really would have thought a robot would have been there by now. No, I think here we come now. No, you're you're just coming with some more fuel. You are also a fuel. Well, sorry about this. I should have planned ahead a little better. Yeah, I know you have no path. How's this doing? We're gonna need some coverage there to get that built. I might as well hook it up over there as well. That is, oh, over here as well. The one thing I was thinking of doing as well is perhaps making a dedicated module production area, because of, like, you see this uses, well, quite a few modules. They're already a lot in here, so maybe 250. I'm not actually sure. How about 512 of that's productivity, and 238 of speed. So I was thinking of having a dedicated production of them, which takes red, green, and blue circuits from these areas. But by the time I set that up, I won't need it. Because, I mean, unless I expand even more. Okay, so we have sent our trains off. If they're smart, one went to each. One is probably on its way back. Maybe. Yes, it is, and here it comes now. So, here we go. This is supposed to evenly distribute. It looks like it's doing a decent job. And look at that, we're getting sulfuric acid. And looks like we're doing good on the amount of gas. Water could be a bit better. But you know what? It actually is not too bad. Maybe down here would be the worst, because this has the longest to go. I might need some extra pumps, because all of this water comes from up here. And yeah, it just gets lower and lower. So think about adding some tanks and pumps along the way. But I mean, it's doing pretty good. It's not like we're running out. In fact, this doesn't seem to be... Well, this could be using more water, I guess. It's not really filling as fast as it should. Let's compare it up here. Well, you've just stopped. Ah, all these are full already. That's really quick. So that's probably more than I need. Yeah, that's not bad. We have enough for 2 train loads here. So I think we're ready to turn on the blue circuits here. So we have 2 trains for each, I believe. These are sulfuric acid. They're well, good thing I double checked. What does the station look like here? Okay. Good thing I double checked. The circuits are all on 2-8 trains, because that is what our stations are. But the sulfuric acid itself is supposed to be a 1-4 tanker trains. Let's take your fuel out. I think you haven't actually used anything yet. Okay. Now that we've double checked all that, I think we're ready to go. So we got our sulfuric acid trains going off, and you should be green circuits and you are red circuits, I believe. Now, again, I only put fuel in the first engine of each of these, but as they hit the stop, I mean, they fuel all over the place. They fuel here, they fuel where they pick up iron, the circuits. So let's watch the sulfuric acid. Looks like he went for more iron. Those are almost full. And here's a sulfuric acid train. These should fill relatively quickly. We got 2 going into each. Oh yeah. And he just has to wait for this to clear, and here's the other one. Yeah, this might be. We from the top and bottom we have large numbers, and this one was kind of straight in, so I just did it straight in. But that's like constantly empty, and even these are pretty low, so doing pretty good there. All right, here we are unloading the first train. Even goes rather quick, even though there's only one pump. It's going straight into a tank. And then we pump it up to the top. And down here we just let it flow. And actually these should be all... Well, I won't say all full, because... pipes will take up a bunch. Why are you not empty? I guess it takes time to move between. Yeah, so these are also hooked like up through here, and then also on the end here, and through here. So we have direct outflow out of roughly the left, center, and right, and then we have two lines that pump up either side and then come down those three ways. Alright, here comes the red circuits. Where's our green circuit train? Don't tell me the green circuit train went over here. Oh no. I should have thought of that. We'll take out one rail there so they can't do that again. And I rename this. And then tell this train to go to... Yeah, I kind of see that. Let me walk over there. This is going to be faster than sending bots over. Get off the belts. Thank you, bots. And, Oop. Alright. So that shouldn't happen again. At least until I reset that up. Alright, that should be one of our green circuit trains. Just needs to turn around and come back. these can hold a lot, let's say. It's 2004 and they stack at 50. These stack at 200, so it should be about 8,000. Loading nice and evenly. Do wish they kind of use more from the inner lane so we'd have more even production, but these are being kept fairly even as well and fairly full. I mean, I'm sure they lost some inventory, but we're replacing it rather quick. That train is coming down here while the second one is going to get loaded up. So our green train should be entering here any... I thought I separated you guys. Oh, no, that is not you guys. That is my, my train is now causing a backup because the defensive train wants to get in there. Just send him to a park. Alright, that should be unblocked now. I'm sure we sent some trains on some weird routes. That is something I should mention. Oh, maybe we... I thought the low frame rate, like we're getting now, last time, was because there was a deadlock. Let's turn these off. There was a deadlock here because this was not... or I should say, this was not a chain signal, it was a normal signal. So I had a train come through, stop here, because there was trains in here, one was trying to turn as one was stopped here, and basically they were all deadlocked. So by making this a chain signal, in fact, I added this turn here, because a lot of these small oil trains were coming back on this line, turning around to go up this way, because they didn't have a turn. But maybe it's just the pathing of all the trains. I do have a quite large rail network. So that actually may be a downfall of my whole plan is... my computer's a little bit old at this point. I should really get a new one. But with all the stuff that has happened with Intel, kind of want to wait until they have a actual chip that doesn't have the meltdown issue that needs to be worked around. At least at this point. So I'll probably have to hold out for another year. But where do these trains go? Alright, you're coming back. Ah, there was a train. The train in there was for the red circuits. The one I thought, yeah. So we have a blue circuit, green circuit train coming. It's, yeah. Alright, let's see if we hooked all this up properly. So the red circuits go on the red belts because not quite as many of them are needed for blue circuits. You see how much slower they're being used up compared to the green circuits. And here we go. These I only have the fast arms, and may not have even needed fast arms. So you see, not everything is going all the way. But that's kind of what I expect. We need much less of these. In fact, all of these are only going into 4 long trains. We're doing good on the sulfuric acid. Yeah, that's going down very slowly. I mean, we got a train waiting. Low power. Okay, that's interesting. I thought we were good for quite a bit more than that. You guys are all running. You guys are all running. You guys are all running. You're all running. I think you're all running. Okay. I was not expecting this at all. So I set up some indicators here. Basically part of the light setup. So let's we got one over here as well. Turn those off before they get too annoying. Well, they already are too annoying. I have to be really careful walking along the track here now that it's quite active. Let's go to build mats. Come on, trains, you can... This one has 2 engines, so it accelerates quite a bit faster than the 1-engine ones, so... It has to be waiting up. Alright, so let's put you on manual so you don't drive away. He likes to leave, not likes to, he's programmed to leave once he is full of materials. Although he also has a minute wait time, so if I'm in it, which I usually am, I have a chance to get refilled as well. So you're my power meter. Let's turn that off. Now this leaves one of the warnings. Of course I have like 2 more. Kind of surprised we're actually that close to the power limit. Alright, you're not hooked up, but I think you are. This has actually 2, one for less than 25 and then one for less than 10. Should be quiet if I... Ah, yes, that is much better. We'll look back at that if we get this fixed up. But one of them is a by percent and power meter. The others are by every 10%. And it changed colors. The 2 of them changed colors in different ways. So you can use whatever you like. Alright, let's try to fix this power issue. Yeah, fix the UPS issue as well. It's really bad now. How do we get 6,000 bots? We're supposed to be producing more bots only if we have less than 1,000 available to do work. But somehow we got up to 6,000. Alright, doing alright. I basically asked for 1,000. Well, not basically. I did ask for 1,000 landfill. It should be like I'm here. It should be being produced. Here's stone. It should be on this line. Oh, it's right here. We're just waiting for bots to come across the map, I'm sure. What I am going to attempt to do is double that large, or not double it, but repeat 2, 3. And it's 10 as a whole line, so there we go. That's like 1,000. Hey, sorry guys, I got it myself. You're a bit too late. Yeah, I have 1,000, thanks. Yeah, I figured. Defense 24. We'll just... I may have it in there somewhere. We'll just add it again. Right after the save. I want to improve this. This is basically a schematic that I had downloaded. But as you can see, the schematic basically just had this pipe or heat. Oh, they are heat pipes. Coming across the top and then going down. But I think if we centralize these nuclear reactors vertically and have pipe on the bottom and the top, it'll distribute the heat more evenly. So that's what I want to do. This is a great lake. I mean, as in, it's a good-sized lake. I just want to flatten off the edge here, which is what I did here, to have a good coastline. Am I already there? Ah, we do have a deadlock. Okay, again, incorrect use of signals. Maybe the EPS is related to deadlocks. So this guy... This should be a chain, this should be a chain. At least partially. Why are you all? And you want to turn this way. You can be a normal signal because my trains will fit there, except for the long ones, but they shouldn't be out this way because, well, none of the big smelting things are out this way. Those will get placed, and that possibly will fix this deadlock. But this is bad as well. You should be a chain, and let me put a chain there, and once that is there, then I'm going to remove this one. Otherwise, he's going to crash. Where am I? Where am I? I am back here. And quite a distance, but I may be able to get there before any of my bots do. And I know nuclear power also isn't great on UPS updates per second, but oh yeah. Alright, we are recharging at this point. I'm not sure if that's because materials are now missing and preventing trains, or that because trains aren't getting there to the destination, we have less machines running. Or if we're now just like caught up on the blue circuit production. Not that this is really going to help, but Alright, all the trains moved up one. You know what, I'm gonna make this a chain circuit as well. Interesting. Well, we definitely do have a deadlock. Um, why aren't you going? Why do you want to turn around like that? So this train is basically deadlocking. It can't go because where it wants to go, this signal's red, but this signal's red because the train is right behind it. Can't go because it's blocking itself. Alright, as long as this... I want to put a normal signal here, and yeah, that is enough to hold a full train. And this should undeadlock now. That should go, he should stop. Not exactly. Problem is this lane really shouldn't be two-way anymore. The thing is, this oil 6 kind of forces it to be. Can you... You're gonna be one way that way. Oh, you're out. You... Alright, never mind. Where'd you guys come from? Alright. This has gone a bit long. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd want to be ending it here. Oh, where did you guys come from? That's where I was standing, apparently. Trash you guys. Forcefully stick these down. There we go. Forcefully stick you down. Oh, come on. I didn't have... Not... There we go. That should fix this problem. This track can now only go south, and the trains... Well, we don't want them to take a huge detour, but... that'll work. Come on. Apparently I missed this little section here. And the only problem now is you. Manual will back you up. And set you back on automatic. You're gonna turn around there and be on the correct no. Please no. Why do these trains want to keep going in like circles? Now you can go. I guess they saw this as being blocked and so like, oh, we'll go around again or something? And now this should actually even clear out. He should be able to go once some of these trains get out of the way. Yeah, this is the only kind of bad part. It is a shortcut, but because it's basically a two-way track. Why can't you go? Well, I obviously have some fixes to do. Um, I apparently have to add in a second line here because there's enough traffic on here that it's obvious that the one line isn't enough. Then I will be straightening out this shore here, and cleaning this area up, and adding another large nuclear plant. So I got some things to do. uh, let's one last check on blue circuit production, and obviously that has stopped because I'm sure our green circuit production has been held up by some lack of everything's deadlocked. Yeah, okay. Some things I have learned as I end this. I originally was going with just 4 long trains, mostly because they've served me well in the past. And I was doing 2 long oil trains. Let's turn this off. Because they did fine in the past. But, do I have any oil trains? Probably over here. No, they're all over the place, I'm sure. These used to hold 3 times as much. Basically, each tank used to be as big as a placed tank, but that was kind of ridiculous. So they've been nerfed so that one tank car is now as big as a placed tank, which appearance-wise does make more sense, but it basically cut in third by how much oil. So really, that's too short of an oil train now in 0.16. I should be using at least 4 long or longer. So, when I started working on my Megabase, I started using longer trains, but a lot of my main system wasn't designed for longer trains, so now they're gumming up the works. Oh, that's a okay. This is as you see, this was a one way, and I added a second way. But this should not be a normal signal. This should be a chain signal, because this is a chain signal. They need to make sure that's green and the path is open. So this is relatively easy. I can back this train up, change the signal, let these guys out, and he'll only go once. So that would get rid of this deadlock. This one, on the other hand, yeah, I'm going to need to put in a second line. That shouldn't be too bad either. It's just a little bit of unplanned work. Basically, this will be one line here, but right after I'll split off. Maybe right after here, because we may need... I need it, so this is 2A here. The trains have to go this way. This way is, this is allow passing, but this was to allow passing, and how did you go? If I have a bad signal somewhere, I should have. You're a bad signal. He should be a chain signal. So you can't go north unless there is northeast, unless there is room for you at the next point, like that one. And the signal Here is bad. You shouldn't be allowed here unless there is a green signal here to let you in. I'm still putting in the the second line because we do have enough traffic now going out to these to warrant it. I got some work. Thanks for watching. Leave comments and suggestions down below, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Factorio. Thanks for watching. I think I'm going to be running for a while.